Atlas, in
Yes.
the hot seat tonight.
And Atlas.
Goes by the name of Atlas the Bookkeeper. How you feeling, my friend?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Joon the King documentary on Darkside Phil. Here it is. Profile, name, Darkside Phil, country, the United States. Okay, no, this is the stream art. All right, here it is. The eternal downfall of Darkside Phil. Now, to be clear, this documentary covers my entire history, all right, from the early days of me in the FGC, meaning like the early 2000s, through early 2024. This documentary will not be covering anything that has happened in the last several months. All this awesome new positivity and popularity and stuff that I'm getting is not in this documentary. I covered that with him. I even contacted him and I was like, so FYI, I am kind of having a renaissance. And just so you know, the people are going to be like, this is outdated because you didn't include that in there. I just want to let you know that before you get like blindsided because you're releasing this thing with the like this timing exactly after all this is happening. And he's well aware of it. Okay. So there you go. So here's the documentary. All right. Premieres tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right. It's 3 hours and 46 minutes long. So it covers a ridiculous amount. First of all, let's take a look at the description. Darkside Phil has survived in the online space for over 2 decades now. Behind him, he leaves a trail of chaos and financial ruination brought by his own hands. I would say, from a certain perspective, that is definitely true. And the thing is, that's not actually true as of right now, right? The financial ruination part was a few years ago. I have been slowly building myself back to a place of stability, and I'm getting there now. If you've noticed in the last few years, I don't do any panic streams. I need funds right away for something. There's no crazy fundraiser stream. I got rid of membership goals to do special events. Instead, we just hang out and have fun every day. There's no more kind of financial drive to content that I make. Yes, I do have daily goals for sure, but it's not like I understand exactly what he's saying. He's talking about how I used to make big money on YouTube. Then I had a big downfall to the point where I got myself in so much financial trouble that I had a bankruptcy. And that's kind of all everyone talks about. No one wants to talk about the fact that that has changed in the last few years, right? They just want to talk about the downfall. So I get it. So taking a look at this thumbnail, all right? Let it be said, all right? I have been around so long on the internet making content. This thumbnail, I'm not even kidding you. I guarantee you all of these people I have had involvement with over the years, I don't even know who some of these people are. Legit. This is not me trying to make a joke or be insulting. I actually don't recognize some of the people in the thumbnail that he made for the documentary. Also, this is the most people ever in a documentary thumbnail he's ever made, correct? Like, he's never had that many people there before. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, so, I mean, let's just go through this, all right? I think that's iJustine, of which I have literally mentioned her like maybe twice ever in my content. Once was on a really bad day when I was in a really bad mood and I made a really bad joke in my stream chat. It wasn't even broadcast. It was actually me just talking with someone in my stream chat before a stream went live. And a detractor screen capped it and then posted it all over the internet and sent it to her. All right. This was like 7-8 years ago. And I guess she reacted poorly, right? But I've never spoken to that woman. I know nothing about her. I've barely ever mentioned her ever in anything. Yet somehow she made the thumbnail of my documentary. Okay? I literally have no idea who these guys are. I don't know if they're a team or something. I don't know who these two guys are at all. I swear to God, I'm staring at these two. I don't know who these people are. I have no idea at all. I have no recollection in my head of who these people are. Does anyone know who they are? One of them is Hutch. Oh, is that Hutch? Oh, see, I don't even know. That's Hutch. Okay, that makes sense because I did have a little spat with him before I was a big YouTuber, and he's the one who actually got me my break being partnered with Machinima. All right. I have no idea who this guy is. He has like Jack Black, doesn't he? But I don't know who that is. Obviously, I think we know who Stuttering Craig is from Side Scrollers. I think we know who John Rambo is, my former friend and co-op partner of many years. This is another weird one, too. The quartering. All right? Literally. The quartering, I had one interaction with. He invited me on his show for an interview. We did the interview, and that's it. Every once in a while, I shoot the guy like a hello via DMs on Twitter or something like that, and that's it. So, again, why he's on the thumbnail is weird. I mean, that's going to be a very short segment, you would think, because it was one interview I did with him. That was a cordial interview, and then it was over, and we didn't really have any interaction after that. So, I'm very confused about that one. I think this is the streamer Destiny. I'm not sure. If it is, again, this is bizarre. I have literally never spoken with Destiny once. Not once have I actually said a word to the man. Now, he's spoken through other people to my chat and tried to interrupt my streams. Okay. At one point he wanted to interview me and then later on revealed all he wanted to do was trick me and deride me. It was a trick interview. But I've literally never spoken with him. So I don't know why he's even on there. You know what I mean? Obviously, everyone recognizes my ex. So she was a big part of my content for a while, a big part of my life for a while. It absolutely makes sense. Kevin Nash, everyone knows that Kevin Nash is my best friend. He actually lives next door to me. We have drinks every once in a while, and we talk about the old days of pro wrestling. Oh, wait, that's WWE Champions. Never mind. That's not the real Kevin Nash. That would be pretty cool if it was the real Kevin Nash, but no. This is Alex Valle. He is a old school Street Fighter player. Honestly, I don't know why Valle would be on the thumbnail, because I thought more appropriate to drama from my past would have been Mike Watson. Mike Watson, the OG Street Fighter player, really disliked me. All right, back in the day, because I was such an asshole with a big mouth and being a big bully and jerk in the Street Fighter community, and he didn't like that, and he called me out for it many times, rightly so. Okay, so I thought if you're going to have a person, it would be Mike Watson on here, but he put Alex Valle on here. I don't really have a problem with Alex Valle. We had matches back and forth. I think we're 1-1 in competitive play in tournaments, and I told one silly story about him being in my hotel room at Evo, drunk off his ass, and he started rambling about his story about getting his green card. And everyone turned to him like, what the hell are you talking about? Because it had nothing to do with anything we were talking about. He just all of a sudden blurted out this story about getting a green card. And we're like, okay, bro, I think you had a little bit too much to drink. But outside of that, like, I have no idea why he would be on the thumbnail. I genuinely have no idea who this man is here. Does anyone know who that is? So far, I don't know who this is. And I don't know who this is. Does anyone know who this is here? I have no clue. No idea. No one knows. Nobody knows, apparently. I don't know either. Maybe it'll be explained during the documentary. I legit have no idea who that is. And this handsome gentleman up here, Mr. Hideo Kojima. Obviously, there's a good reason why he's on there, because it was me playing the Metal Gear Solid games back in the day that literally spurned the entire "this is how you don't play" series of videos on YouTube. Me crapping on Kojima, saying he sucks as a game developer, this game sucks, making jokes. And obviously, it was completely over the top and done on purpose to get a reaction. Certainly, I didn't think it was going to create the "this is how you don't play" video series, right? Mike Klum? That's not Mike Klum. Absolutely not. That's not Mike Klum. That is not Mike Klum. The man was in my house. That is not Mike Klum. Unless that's an insanely old picture of him and looks nothing like him today. So no one knows who that is? That's pretty funny. That absolutely no one knows who this is. So anyway, I guess we'll find out when the documentary, like I would say, out of this thumbnail, this makes sense, this makes sense, this definitely makes sense. This makes sense, this makes sense. This makes sense. Valle, I would have put Watson, because that would have made more sense. Destiny, no, he's not involved. I would have maybe put Keemstar there, actually. I think Keemstar and I have more of a spat than Destiny. Quartering, I don't know why he's there. Again, I don't know. Like, this is like one moment ever that was captured from my stream chat. So some of these I don't get. But hey, let me tell you this. This looks like a crazy spread, does it not? Like this, out of all the thumbnails he's ever done, this is the most people ever on a thumbnail. It certainly has an impact, right? Now, my face, I look very, I don't even know. Am I upset in this? Probably not. This is probably just looking at the camera and it's bright, you know? But let me tell you this. My hair looks pretty good. I kind of like that. And he actually gave me a nice green aura. But like, although it's a weird tie-dye effect on my shirt. I wonder how that came about. It looks like he runs it through AI, doesn't he? Because some of this, like the shirt and stuff, like it looks like his AI, like cleans it up or something. Correct? All right. So moving on from analyzing the thumbnail, let's go ahead and take a look. Oh my lord, look at this. This is going to be a hell of a video. You guys, listen, I'm going to be reacting to it all week in 2-hour increments. Like I'm going to react for 2 hours, react for 2 hours. For those of you who watch this thing start to finish, this has got to be exhausting. This is going to be like the most exhausting endeavor. You're going to need like snacks and hydration and shit. You're pumping energy drinks to watch this fucking thing. Can you imagine? Like how could you imagine someone actually could like do it all in one go? Like I'm just going to react to the entire Joon the King documentary in one go. Oh, I'm totally glad I'm splitting it up the way I'm doing. Okay, so for those who don't know, I'm going to split it up 2-hour nights each night on DSP Reacts. So not this channel that I'm doing this podcast on, but my React channel. 2-hour increments, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get through the whole thing. Okay? Okay, so here we go. The first thing is the significance of the fighting game community. Darkside Phil enters the scene. Top haters and impact. See, here's the thing. I don't really want to explain what a lot of this stuff is, because if I do, it kind of spoils, right? I'm going to react to all of this as the documentary, you know, as we do it over the week. So I definitely don't want to tell you all about these things, because absolutely, like, for example, he asked me directly about this, top haters and impact. So I would love to talk about it because it's a hilarious story about me being a real jerk, a real immature asshole and causing problems. That's what I did back then. I was an internet troll. I was a bully. I was an asshole. I was the heel of the FGC. Like that was the idea, is that I was supposed to be the heel. Everyone hated me. I was the guy you loved to hate. And so you would want to go to a tournament to see someone play me and confront me and either beat my ass or see if I could hold my own. It built hype for events. But there was a lot of things that I did online that were really online trolling and bullying. And now that we're so many years later, right, and I have experienced this kind of behavior firsthand, I strongly regret the actions that I took in my youth. These are like my early 20s, you know, where over 20 years ago, I was acting like a complete jackass. And it's stupid that I did that shit, you know. The 2005 American Champion. This is the best. I can't wait for that segment. Because 100%, 20 years later, me doing what I did back then still has the same exact impact and the same exact desired result as when I did it. But I don't want to spoil. I just want to let you know that segment, when I acted that way in 2005, 100%, I acted that way for a reason, to get a desired reaction. I got the desired reaction, and the reaction continues today, 20 years later. Okay, this thing, I don't even know what this means. DSP smashed the butthead. But here's what's weird. It's only 20 seconds long. What could DSP smash the butthead have to do for 20 seconds? I have no idea what this means at all. I never had any involvement with like the game Smash Brothers. I never did anything with that at this time. I don't know what this means. I'm literally 100% no clue what that is. Okay? Building opposition, I mean, I guess. But what's weird about this here, oh wait, I missed the beginning of Darkside Phil YouTube. Oh, I thought this was like, okay. So this has something to do with me being a YouTuber? I have no idea. DSP smashed the butthead. I don't know. Yeah, no one seems to know. Phil with the oddly shaped head? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We're gonna find out. I have no clue what that is. Building opposition, cooking with the king. That's funny. His entire segment on cooking with the king. For me, cooking with the king was literally a tiny little thing that I did to mess around for like a month or two. I was doing these videos. I was trying to make diversified content rather than just all gameplay. So all I wanted to do was do something different. And I knew I wasn't a good cook, and I knew I was fucking around and I was doing stupid shit. Like, that was the point, to get people talking about the videos. And to this day, people still talk about cooking with the king. That's absolutely remarkable that people still bring it up. Like, I scratch my head every day that people care about cooking with the king, quite frankly. Wealth and controversy, Pandalee, Project 7, all this makes total sense. Financial waste, well, financial waste. If he's saying I wasted money, that definitely makes sense. If he's saying, like, my finances were a wasteland and destroyed, that's not true. That didn't happen. That didn't even start to happen until 2015 after I'd moved here. But I think he's going to basically analyze how my place looked. I had a million statues and shit, and I was blowing my money on frivolous shit. That's my guess on what that's going to be. Oh, the Butthead is a This Is How You Don't Play channel? Oh. So maybe this is my first time ever addressing This Is How You Don't Play. But that doesn't make sense, because This Is How You Don't Play didn't start till 2012, which would have been somewhere down like here. I have no clue. I guess we'll find out during the documentary. It's not worth dwelling on so much now. We're going to figure it out, right? The trolls make themselves known. Moving to Washington, continued financial waste and controversy. Fair enough. So now, reading it that way, I think he's saying that I was very wasteful with my money. I agree. That makes a lot of sense. John Rambo speaks out, but he did spell John's name incorrectly. I got to call him out. Joon, I know you're watching this. You got to get on this immediately. This is a horrendous typo, and John deserves more respect than that. It's not a big deal, but there's an H in his name. So this is obviously going to be the video that he and Howard made, right? Which I addressed many, many years later, and I'm curious how he's going to approach it. Like, will he just have the video and talk about it, and then will he talk about my response many years later when I actually did respond to it? Or will he actually have my responses then? Because that would be kind of a weird timeline to be jumping from then to forward like 5-6 years and then back another. Actually, it was 7 years and then back. I guess we'll have to see how it works. Okay. Let's see. Of course, my incident, which we knew was going to be in there. Downfall setting in. You know, I'll say this. There's a good 2 hours of this documentary before he actually starts talking about my downfall. Wow. So, I mean, I've been around for so long and have such a storied history. 2 hours of the documentary before we start talking about the downfall. Just saying, that's pretty good. The fake engagement ring. I mean, yes and no. I'll tell the whole story when he talks about that, because there's no reason to bring it up now. Machina put out Poltavi in. That's a good story, actually, to talk about. The breakup, the continued downfall, owes money to the IRS. Yep. New relationship. Yep. Phil is a meme. Yep. I would argue I was a meme way before then. I was a meme back here. Taxes. Believes the internet likes him now, but the internet does not like Phil. I wonder what the time frame is of that. January harvest? I have no idea what that is. The January harvest. That doesn't ring a bell at all, actually. I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Bankruptcy. WWE Champions Time. He should have named it WWE Champions Time to get with the meme. In fact, Joon the King, get on that. Retitle that WWE Champions Time immediately. That would be it would hit even better right there, right? The vest streak, sure. Financial tracking and established trolling, sure. So essentially what this segment will be, and you can see this is like 15 minutes. He's probably going to show how it got so stalkerish with my detractors, literally tracking every single move and moment and everything I did, right? And how they systematically kept trolling me at every moment. Every time I tried to do something, they would try to fuck with me. The bank leaks, which we knew would be a segment. This, I don't know what that means. VTuber destruction. VTuber destruction. I'm not aware what that could possibly be. That sounds like something that maybe happened that I'm not even aware of. I don't think I've ever had any interaction with a VTuber, have I? Like, not once. There's been times when people have asked me about VTubers and stuff and said, you know, would you ever consider being one? Would you interact with one? Would you know what I mean? Would you be a guest on one? I don't know what that means. And that's near the end, so that means that's recent? I have no clue. People are saying VTubers made fun of you for being bad at Zelda. Oh. Who cares? Who cares? People have made fun of me endlessly and countlessly over the years for gameplay shit. The fact that that's a segment is a little weird. Like, I don't even think that... I didn't even recognize it as a big deal. So what? A clip went viral. Yeah, it's like the millionth time a clip of mine went viral and everyone made fun of me, right? Like, this is how you don't play. Oh, got way more attention than that ever did. I guess you know what it is? It's because it's probably the most recent example. Therefore, that's why it's pertinent. All right, fair enough. Thank you for explaining that, because I didn't even know that. I had no idea it was VTubers making fun of it. Let's see. Wants a good image, does not get a good image, and outro. All right. So I'll be honest, there's absolutely nothing in there that really I would be angry at all. Like, why would this all makes perfect sense. It's a pretty comprehensive history. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff that'll be missing, and I'll be like, well, this happened and this happened. Like, for example, I don't really see much about my detractors hitting me with false copyright strikes and the whole machinima saga there, or copyright takedown controversy and shit like that, which is one of the big issues my detractors have with me, is the whole, oh, he false DMCA's people and shit. I don't see anything about that at all. So very well, it could be that he looked into it and realized there's no evidence of it happening because it doesn't. So maybe he didn't put it in. Maybe that's what it is. I'm sure as we go through this history, there's going to be a few things that we're going to be like, it seems like it's kind of like missing, or maybe it's not addressed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about a lot of this stuff, like to what extent he's going into it, you know, and how much information he got, where he got the information. For this stuff, the old school fighting game stuff, which looks like it's fast. Like, if you take a look, it's done within 20 minutes, 28 minutes. So at first half an hour is FGC stuff. That's going to be fascinating because there's no documentation of anything, right? No one has any documentation of shit of the old school FGC. It's just like a forum post. So that will be very interesting to see how much he documents and stuff like that. And then I can give my take on that shit, which will be great to add that supplementary information because a lot of people don't know about those days. And the old days of YouTube and stuff like that will be very fun to talk about. So, like, I feel like for me, the fun part of this documentary is probably everything until I like move to Washington is going to be interesting for me to react to. Because this is old shit lots of people don't know about, stuff that's not well documented. You know what I'm saying? This other stuff, so about an hour and 20 minutes in, he gets to the last 10 years, right? And the thing is, this stuff to me is just not as interesting because it's what I've just lived through, right? Like, the old stuff is more interesting to talk about, but I guess we'll see, you know, again, how deep this stuff goes and go from there. And there's a million things, I'm sure, even with 3 hours and 45 minutes, you have to understand, I've had such a storied history, and my detractors have so microanalyzed my life so much that there is going to be things that people are going to be like, oh, he left them out. I mean, what do you want him to do? A 27-hour documentary about every possible thing? A lot of people, here's the thing, a lot of people don't realize this. My detractors are so anal about everything that, like, a lot of the shit they want to talk about, no one cares about, and it's not fun to even discuss. It's boring shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they're going to watch this, they're going to be like, but he forgot this, and he forgot this, and we really had him with this, and you didn't talk about it, Joon. But, dude, that shit, it's so stupid, no one cares. No one talks about it because no one cares. It's not because he forgot it, it's because he probably knew about it and didn't give a fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, just... So, anyway, all right, so there you have it. The way I see it, likely, each day that I react to this day is probably going to be about an hour, right? So probably day one, Monday night, I'll probably be reacting to the FGC stuff and my early YouTube days, right? And then day two is probably going to be me reacting to my early days as a YouTuber, financial waste, moving to Washington, the falling out with Rambo, all this crap. Day 3 will basically be the first few years of me kind of doing stuff for myself. After having broken up with my ex and my life changing in that regard, right? And then day 4, quite honestly, is the stuff that to me is the dumbest shit. The whole not even true shit. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that people believe, but it's not true. So it is what it is. I don't know how much I'm going to have to add on that because, as I said, I can't really talk too much about private shit. I'm not going to be opening up my bank account during my react to show you guys shit. It's ridiculous. So I guess we'll see. So the comments, of course, are all my detractors. You can even you can recognize some of the names of my detractors in the comments as you go down and read them. It's not shocking. But here I will actually publicly leave a comment. Live reacted to this description, loved it, looking forward to reacting to it live all this week. To those watching it, enjoy the wild ride I've been through over the last 20 years. There you go. Boom. And I'm sure I wanted to do that as the DSP gaming account because that's the approved, the verified account. If I went ahead and I did that as the other account, people might not believe it's really me, but obviously you'll know it's me because this is the verified account. Okay? So there you go. That's what I'll be doing Monday through Thursday night. We'll be reacting to this sucker. And so tomorrow goes live at 9 a.m. Many of you might want to watch some of it during the day. I'm going to be doing my normal show. I'm going to be doing Black with Wukong. So for those who want to watch it, go for it. But I'm going to be reacting to it live all week. But I would hope that gives enough time for people to watch it over the course of the day before I start. Because my live stream's around 7 p.m. I'm going to do 2-hour chunks of reacting. So you would hope that people who want to watch it will watch it before. I really want Joon to get the credit for this. And how about this? You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? You ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get Joon the King 1 million views on my documentary this week. In 1 week, 1 million views. Let's smash that fucking video. Let's get Joon 1 million views this week for this thing. All right? Because Dickers should have got it and he didn't. It kind of, that's the problem with fucking review tech. Like, he doesn't really have that much interest, but then they made a documentary on him. It blew up, but then it kind of stopped. It plateaued. No, we need 1 million views for Joon the King this week for my documentary. Let's get our butts over there and let's smash that fucking video. All right? Okay. Cool. So let's do a couple quick shout outs. And then what I'd like to do is for the rest of the show, show you guys the massive positive impact you've had on me and my content and my channel this month. Because the name of the documentary is The Eternal Downfall of Darkside Phil. And you want to know the truth? I absolutely positively agree with that title, except this crazy miracle that has happened in August of 2024, which I don't think anyone saw coming, including me, right? Never before have you seen this crazy level of resurgence. The fact that I now have double the amount of viewers on my live streams, excuse me, that I have arguably a 5th increase in my overall viewership on the videos on this channel. But that's just this channel, because my React channel blew up because of the Rich documentary, and now I almost guarantee you this week, as I live react to my own documentary, it's going to get a lot of attention. So I've literally never seen this kind of turnaround the way that I'm experiencing. Like I said to you guys over August, I can't believe it. Like, I literally can't believe this level of turnaround. It's that wild, okay? Let's do some quick shout-outs. So, Anime Sucks, Cope and Sneed did a super chat and says, all I know is the next girl I date needs not only to be based, but Phil-pilled. Well, there you go. You want them to be Phil-pilled? That's a little weird, I'm not going to lie. Anime sucks. Cope and Sneed. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. And I received a $2.25 tip from Phil Smoke Shit. The guy on the left-hand side of the Joon the King video is your former moderator, Gamer J. Lee. The guy on the right is one of your detractors that made fun of your noodle video. Oh. Gamer J. Lee rings a bell. I remember him as a long, long time ago. He was a moderator of mine. And I guess he flipped on me and started crapping on me. And I had, like, no involvement with the guy, but, like, he kept talking about me. And then eventually, finally, someone said you should say something because this guy was, like, mentioning you and talking about you. I really don't even remember the whole situation. I'm sure it's going to be brought up in the documentary, so there's no reason for me to misspeak about it now and be stupid, because that'll just end up in the next documentary. You know what I'm saying? Let's just watch the documentary together and try to figure out what it is, because I actually don't know. So thank you for that tip. All right, guys. So, first of all, we have over 550 viewers today and 150 likes. Guys, if you're here, hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. All right? Give us some positivity, because I'm about to show you right now. The next segment is me showing you the impact of your positivity on my content. All right? We're going to directly show you this.